What up, guys? Today we got a full day of eating as an online fitness coach that is alone on a Saturday working to become the best version of himself. I think so many people fall into this fallacy where they think, man, I gotta have all these friends, I gotta constantly be stimulated, I gotta have all these fun plans. And maybe you're 21, maybe you're in your 20s, your 30s, maybe you're even a teenager watching this. But I feel like so many people have to be with their friends. They gotta, on the weekends, they gotta go out to the bars and booze it up. They gotta go to the club. They gotta go eat all this garbage food. And I'm just gonna show you guys what an optimal day in the life routine looks like on a Saturday alone as a 21-year-old that's working to become the best version of himself spiritually, my faith in Christ, my fitness, my physical well-being and health, and mentally, going out of my way to do things to move the needle forward every day to become the best version of myself. So I'm just going to be taking you guys fully throughout my day, showing you guys kind of what my routine looks like, and going from there. Again, it's Saturday, so it's August 1st right now, 2026, and I'm just going to show you guys what a Saturday routine looks like. And, obviously during the week, we got work and school and, we got client work and content, but I'm going to show you guys what a full day of everything looks like. So let's jump in. So I'm really good at reading the Bible every day. That's one thing I never miss. I have not missed a single Bible study since September 5th, 2023, which as of today was 1,061 days. So I haven't missed my daily Bible study in almost 1,100 days, give or take. And I swear this it's like always trying to spill on me. Diet soda, whenever I drink it out of a straw, it's always like shooting up. So I gotta make sure I watch it. But like I was saying, I always do a Bible study every night. But one thing I've been working on more intentionally lately is going out of my way in the morning before I do anything, just to start out by getting the word in. And I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys with me during this. So the verse of the day I got in front of me right here is Psalm 90 verse 12, which says, "Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom." So that to me is just reminding me we're not going to be here forever. We're not going to be on this planet forever. And why are we here? Well, we're here for primarily two reasons: memories and experiences. But so many people live for the fleshly desire that they have. That food, that dopamine, those drugs, that lust, that greed, that pride. And going back to that verse, teach us to number our days, remembering that we don't have the rest of our life to just screw off, to just, I guess, quite frankly, BS and mess around. So understanding if you have a heart of wisdom, you're going to look at things more wise, you're going to seek in the Lord more, and you're going to understand his purpose, what it is he's trying to tell you, what it is he wants you to do with your life. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read Psalm 91, and we're going to go over just a few verses here. It says, Psalm 91 verse 1, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." So right there, whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. And then it says in Psalm 91 verse 4, "He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart." So it's good to remind ourselves that the Lord is our refuge. Back in the day, a city of refuge, what that meant is if someone accidentally killed someone, let's say that you threw a brick off a building and it hit someone on the head and killed them. A city of refuge is a place you can go and seek safety. The United States is a country of refuge, why so many refugees come over here through the border, or they were in Mexico at least. But the Lord is our refuge. It says, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near to you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. The Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling. No harm will overtake you. Right there. No harm will overtake you. Psalm 91 verse 10. If you really seek in the Lord for refuge, when you're scared, when you don't know what to do, when you're anxious, when you're worried, all these things, and you actually seek the Lord for refuge, that's when everything changes. Because you stop giving the power to anxiety. You stop giving it to these anxious thoughts. You stop giving all this extra stuff that doesn't even matter. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter today. If you're not going to worry about it, instead just give it to God. Your life's going to change. So, pretty good way to start off the day, just reminding myself that God always has a plan. And then another thing I like to do before I do anything else is I like to just think of 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I'm going to go ahead and say right now, I'm thankful for 3 things, which is the ability to make content like this, because I did not always make videos like this. I never in my life thought I'd be confident to do this. And like the fact that I'm doing this on like a regular basis is awesome. So I would say that's one, just thanking God for the confidence he's given me. 2 is going to be thanking God for the roof over my head, the ability to have a cell phone, the ability to get ready to go to the gym, to go do my cardio here in a minute, the ability to think about the abundance of food I'm going to be able to eat, all these things. And then 3, it's going to be the ability to be in good health. You know, so many people are in bad shape, they're in bad health, they are addicted to their addiction. You know, they have these addictions that they're constantly a slave to, whether it be dopamine, food, drug addiction, alcohol, anything, porn, lust, right? And I'm so blessed to have a healthy mind, a healthy body, and a spirit of God inside of me that's not only forgiving, but it's understanding of those that are not as fortunate. So I'm really blessed, and I know that some of you can definitely be more appreciative for what you do and don't have, and I'm the same way. So, you know, I appreciate that's, you know, it's a really good morning, really good. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, you know, sip on this Dr. Pepper Cream Zero, and then we're going to go to the gym, 30 minutes of fasted cardio, and then get ready to work out. So I'm going to take you guys, let's go. About to go to the gym. We're going to teleport there now. And we're here. So we are at Planet Fitness. I just usually come here early in the morning, get my cardio done here. If I don't have time to drive up here, then usually I will do the cardio at my house. I have a walking pad and it has incline, so that's even better. I'm gonna go do some Stairmaster, some incline treadmill, and then I'll go home, and then I'll actually go to the other gym and do my weight training session. I'm gonna hit back and tricep today. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hit the incline treadmill. I'm telling you guys, if you fast until 2 p.m. every day, you just push your eating window back. It makes it so much more rewarding. Your digestion is so much better, and it keeps you a lot more focused and dialed in, is what I've noticed. I figured I would make this just in case any of you ever get to the point when you're doing cardio and you're kind of like, I don't want to do it. It's 30 minutes of your day for an exponentially better life over the span of weeks and months and years. It's really not that bad. I'm 18 minutes into this 30-minute session, and I'm just letting you guys know, if you can't make time for at least 30 minutes a day of Zone 2 cardio, you're cooked. You're cooked. Cardio done. Cardio's done. Time to head back home, take some client calls, recover for a little bit, and then actually go weight train for my real session. All right, guys, as you guys can see, hold on one second. Just hopped off a call with my guy, Liam. Dude is an absolute killer. He came to me. He was not dialed in, could not stay on a meal plan. We got him on a structured plan. We got him, I started holding him accountable, and we started making these massive changes. I'll pop up a picture of how he's currently looking. Just had a call with him talking about the importance of accountability. You know, Liam, we were having this conversation because he is really good at not having cheat meals. He's really good at making sure he's dialed in with his sleep. He's really good at making sure that he tracks everything. But when it comes to the accountability, he's not the best with keeping accountability. Like, we talked about how, sending more weekly check-ins, making sure he's communicating if he has a off-course meal upcoming or something he wants to work on coming up,
communicating that with me, his coach, is going to allow us to have a better relationship. And I told him that even if you're dialed in, doing these small things is what's going to move the needle, because you have somebody like, you could have someone that's super dialed in with their training, but their nutrition is terrible. You could have someone that's really dialed in with their nutrition, but the hardest thing for them to do is go to the gym. So I was explaining to Liam that, you've been dialed in. He looks great, as you guys see. But if you just lock in with that accountability, sending more weekly check-ins, making sure you're replying more frequently, making sure you're asking questions if you have them, that's how you're going to grow that little extra bit. And I think I'm even learning from this because, I'm going to be graduating college at the end of this year, and I'm obviously doing this while I'm in school and working. But one thing that people don't understand is when you graduate college, that's when most grown adults stop learning. Your frontal lobe isn't fully developed until you're 25. And if I'm 21 years old, imagine if I just stopped learning after I graduate at the end of this year. Imagine if I just said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not really going to keep trying to grow and learn and, try to get better at business, get better at sales. I'm not going to try to get leaner. Okay, I'm at 10% body fat. Now what's the next step? I want to be 10% body fat, but 15 pounds heavier. You always have to be moving the needle. And that's what our conversation was kind of about today. But great call overall. I'm going to probably relax here for a few. Probably just kind of prepare mentally, and then I'll catch up with you guys when we're heading to the gym to weight train. 18. Y'all know the vibes. Okay. So, about to go hit this lift. Planet Fitness. And 4 reels posted, so we're ahead of schedule. I don't really usually give myself like a limit. I just kind of do it based on content, how it feels, stuff like that. And then got some leads, client check-ins. Now I'm actually about to go lift, and I'll cut to you guys after the lift when I get back to the crib, and we'll see what we're gonna have for the first meal of the day. Just hit the gym, just got some meat, about to put this in the fridge. Oh, okay. No, yep, so I'll cook up some beef later probably, but now time to get some eggs, some sourdough, get breakfast going. And now I'm at the table, got the beautiful view. We got 3 eggs, nice and piping. We got the Coke Zero Cherry Float, and then we got 4 pieces of sourdough, 10 grams of peanut butter, and some, I cannot believe that's not butter spray. About to tackle this, and then I'm about to get back to work. I'll keep you guys posted. Let's lock in. Before I eat this scrumptious meal, I want to remind you guys, you should not be on your phone when you're eating. No stimulation, no music, no TV, no phone, because if you're focused on the food, you're going to actually absorb it, and your body's going to have the hunger signal of, okay, I ate. If you're just dopamine maxing, scrolling, or on your phone, just eating like an idiot, like you're just like mindlessly eating, don't be surprised if you're not shredded. No dopamine. Your brain needs to have one source of dopamine that's healthy at a time. No stimulation while you're eating. Okay, now I'm outside. Just finished up meal 1, meal 2. I got a massive bowl of apples, cinnamon, sweetener, and some zero sugar syrup. So after the first meal and then this massive bowl of apple, I'm gonna be looking at about 650 calories on the day. And then I'm gonna hit a digestion walk after, so I'll cut to that. Now I'm on that digestion walk. As I've said, you gotta make decisions for your future self. I just ate, I'm going on this walk, and I do a lot of activity. I do my cardio, I work out, so that way I can lose body fat while maintaining the shreds, while enjoying my life and being able to have weekly cheat meals, and while actually being able to make it sustainable. If you're only able to eat like 1,800 calories a day because you're just being lazy and doing nothing all day, that's a horrible way to live. Start living an active lifestyle and watch your life change. I personally don't think any human should be eating less than 2,400 calories a day. But the problem is just most people aren't active enough to do that.
And I still think it's true. Like, you should be eating 2,400 calories plus a day if you're a man. But most people can't afford to do that because they're just not active. You don't even have to do 2 hours on the treadmill. You don't got to do 20,000, 25,000 steps. But if you just do 10,000 steps a day, 30 minutes of zone 2 cardio, and you lift hard 3 to 4 days a week, you can eat 2,400 calories a day or more and have your dream body and fit in weekly cheat meals. And I think the whole thing with the cheat meal thing is people don't understand that a cheat meal is still fitting foods you like within your calories. But the example I would use for a cheat meal is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I track everything 100% down to the gram, like whole food weighed out. And then let's say Friday, I go and I get Domino's. And yeah, there technically could be some extra calories in those because you can't track it 100%. But as long as it's close, that's what a cheat meal is considered. A cheat meal is not blow out of the water binge. But we're getting these steps, and we're just going to keep walking, and I'll check in with you guys probably at the next meal. Meal 2, got the eggs cooking up in the back. About to put some peanut butter on this rice cake. Got to make sure you get it all evened out. Y'all see that? So good. Got to make sure you stay dialed in. We got the next meal I'm about to make. Got some eggs and then some peanut butter rice cakes. You got to find what works for you, and like majority of the time, this is just what works for me. You know what I mean? It's all about what keeps you consistent and allows you to stay on track. Next meal, we got some peanut butter rice cakes. We got some eggs, fire, and we got a Sprite Zero. I also like to just drizzle some maple syrup on it for some carbs and makes it a little bit sweeter. But yeah, I mean, like no caffeine after 2 p.m. The last 2 hours, I've just been posting reels, doing calls, and looking at some opportunities and stuff. So about to eat this, go on another walk, and then we'll check back in later. But again, beautiful Saturday. Even if you're alone, staying productive, no excuses. All right, I just killed all of that. I'm going to go ahead and I want you guys to understand how important your digestion is. I think a lot of people wait till super, super late at night to cram all their calories in. And that definitely can be useful, right? I mean, like waiting till the end of the day, minimizing cravings. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bowl. Bro, I can't believe I just said that. What I was going to say is okay. I had that thought going through my head, but then for some reason I said it out loud. But I'm going to make this protein dessert that I sometimes will make if I'm like craving something sweet. And yeah, I'm going to make it. I'm going to show you guys when it's done. And it's just going to show that when you crave something sweet, you don't want to go eat the protein bar. You don't want to go eat the cookies or the Reese's. You want to keep it whole foods healthy. So I'm going to show you guys when I'm done, and then I'm about to slam that, go for a long, nice digestion walk, and then I'll catch up and let you guys know what I'm doing. It's going crazy. When it's done, y'all about to see. Ooh. So here's what I was thinking of. I don't even know if anyone's going to watch this video. Literally might get 0 views. But here's the deal. I'm gatekeeping this because this whole thing is less than 250 calories. This whole thing, if you guys want the recipe, one person, just comment, give me the recipe or whatever. But I'm about to slam this, catch back up with you after the digestion walk or whenever I'm done eating this. On the digestion walk, a good tip, right after you're done eating, drink some water, throw some gum in the mouth, and just go for a walk. No more eating. The more you can tell your brain and your body, hey, we're done eating, the better. So the one thing I want you guys to really understand that I wanted to talk about was I was thinking about this while I was eating earlier. And back in 2024, your boy got caught lacking. And what I mean by this is I was falling head over heels for this one girl. It was the first time in my life that I really got like head over heels for someone. And, you know, I went out of my way. I mean, if you're one of my clients or you've ever seen any of my content, I go out of my way for people. And I went head over heels for this girl. I gifted her and her sister a Bible. I was going out of my way to text her all the time, be her little like friend. And I was like basically just chasing this girl at this point. And I remember in that moment thinking like how much I wanted it to work out. And then eventually I got friend zoned. That whole thing happened. I went through like this heartbreak, man. Wasn't even dating the girl. And I remember the year following, so 2024 that happened. 2025, I remember looking back being like, oh my gosh, thank goodness that didn't happen. Man, I'm glad that didn't happen. And now, and this is why as a man, it's always important to be evolving constantly. I look back and I'm like, whoa. Because I'm 21. At the time I was 19. And I remember how obsessed and like I was so head over heels at the time. And I remember how I was just like thinking about it in the moment. Like I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm doing good for myself. You know, I'm in school. I mean, I go to the gym. I wasn't in shape though. I mean, I didn't have abs. I wasn't lean or anything. And I remember thinking to myself like, oh man, this would be really awesome. And like looking at it now, that would just be such a waste of my time. Like I was not the man I am today then. I did not have my priorities in check. I did not have the finances I have today. I didn't have the faith in Christ I do today. There's so many things that would have set me back from becoming the best version of myself that I am today if that would have worked out. And that's why it's so important to take your time and focus on self-improvement. It's a Saturday. I could be getting ready to go out to the bar. I could be going on Tinder looking for a hookup. I could be going out to eat and looking for dopamine, eating some highly processed junk. But instead, you're on this video watching me and I'm walking with you and I'm happy as I could be. As a man, it's not your job to care about happiness. I think so many people are worried about being happy and they put this emphasis on like, I need to be happy. I need to be having fun. And it's like, what you need to do is you need to get the work done. You need to find your purpose and you need to have goals that you set for yourself and every day moving the needle forward. I already told you guys this earlier, but so far, what have I done today? I have done 15,000 plus steps, probably going to hit 25, 30K by the end of the day. We'll see. I have done 30 minutes of zone 2 cardio. I've tracked every calorie I've put in my mouth. I have done 3 to 5 reels. I've been doing client check-ins, client calls, doing DM outreach, been working on my business. What else have I been doing? I've been looking at different opportunities for growth with my business and with my schooling and education. I've been doing some research on different ways that I could market and brand myself. So it's not like I'm just like, oh yeah. Like I'm genuinely so serious. And this is one thing I am proud of. I cannot tell you guys the last time I actually scrolled. Like, I don't use social media to scroll. I don't use TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I don't consume any content unless it's educational style content. And that's what you need to be doing. Self-improvement is the way of the game, okay? That's what you have to do. You have to always try to stride for better and growth. And, you know, it's not about making all these friends and hanging out with people that aren't going to lift you up. It's about focusing on what you want and how you're going to get it. Getting closer to God, growing your fitness and bettering your physique, eating whole foods and being healthy, getting good sleep, working towards growing your income, growing your network, building better friends and better relationships with family. That's what it's all about. But I just think it's crazy how you look back and like every 6 months you should look back and think, wow, I was dumb. Wow, I was dumb. Wow, I was dumb. Because if you're not, you're probably not growing at an optimal rate. And even if you're stagnating in some areas of life, it's okay because other areas might have caught up. I remember, thinking to myself, oh man, well, I've made more money in January, February, March than maybe I did in June, July, or whatever it is. But I also got way better at being more confident. I also got back on track with my own nutrition. So if you're building a house and you build it with like Legos and the foundation sucks and you want to build up to the sky, you're going to eventually have to reset anyway. So you got to have a strong foundation, but I'm about to keep walking and then we'll catch back in. We'll talk back soon. Just went to Walmart, had to get some stuff. Got Halo Top. I got 1 pint of Halo Top just because I was like, I'll probably want something later. I got some bananas, potatoes, and what else? Oh, shredded cheddar cheese, fat-free. So just got some stuff I needed. About to head back to the crib. Really just been bored, not really a whole lot going on. Probably gonna go home, get some more steps, maybe make some calls, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Beard is looking super clean. Got the third meal of the day, massive bowl, turkey, 8 ounces of ground turkey, and we got 300 grams of potatoes. So I'm ready to enjoy this meal, and then just continue on the night. It is 8:43 at night, so come back soon. 9:30 at night, about to have some rice cakes, peanut butter and cinnamon, about to slap. I'm gonna get my digestion walk in after. Just wanted something sweet. It's always fire when you have the peanut butter and banana combo. And it's 9:30 at night. Gotta, start winding down, getting ready for the Bible study, get the circadian rhythm and vibes, and we'll go from there. About to slap, boy. This day is about to come to a close. About to get the last steps in, Bible study, and then we'll see what happens. Currently going on a nice walk outside. Gonna walk over to my great grandma Gigi's house, check in on her, and I think it's important to just make you guys understand. I'm 21 years old. This is my Saturday night. I spent the whole day alone, grinding, taking calls, doing outreach, posting, grinding on my business, making sure I'm focused on my fitness and my health, getting proper nutrients in my body, hitting my macros. And if you're not doing these things to optimize your life, it doesn't matter if you're not running a business. It could be trying to get a better job, applying on the weekends. You're trying to meet someone. You're trying to, find that girl, find that guy. Go out of your way, go on the weekends, network, hang out with people that are going to lift you up, not bring you down. And I know that it's not a lack of information with most of you guys watching this where it's like, oh, well, I didn't know that, or I don't think I never was told that. It's a lack of structure and it's a lack of consistency. So many people know, especially super, super fat people, they know how to get in the best shape. They know everything. They know the calorie deficit. They know the protein, the typical 1 gram of protein per pound you weigh, even though that's kind of fallen off. But there's so many things that people know, they just aren't doing it. And I used to struggle with that. I know calorie deficit, calorie maintenance, calorie surplus. I know all of it, but sometimes, in the past, I would just binge eat. My emotions, I'd feel lonely, sad. And this is a perfect example of a day in the past where I would have went crazy. I would have been I'm alone. I feel like I'm sad. I feel like I want to get dopamine and I'd go to food. But isn't it crazy how the second I changed my life to where I don't need to be happy 24/7. I don't need to have this constant stream of dopamine. Isn't it crazy just how everything clicks? And if you can be consistent 365, you're going to beat the guy that's consistent for 90, 120, 180 days. Consistent 365, 24/7 over hard 75. 75 hard. I don't know why I didn't just say it like that. Same thing goes back to what I was just saying about the food. Right now, it's late at night. I'm alone. If I was so alone, you either want the food because you want an escape, you're lonely, or you're bored. And it's now would be the perfect time to... What the frick? What the... Bro, I just had a cat run up on me. Yo! Hey, yo! It's chasing me! It's chasing... That was the weirdest thing I've ever had happen in my life.
But what I was saying is essentially, you get the point, right? It's like, it would feel good to get dopamine from something like that, but that's not going to benefit you. And you need to ask yourself, the meal plan I'm following, the people around me, the things I'm doing, is this glorifying God or is this worshiping the devil? Because every action you take, you're either taking a step forward or a step backward. We're never neutral. When you're driving to go on vacation, if you stop at the gas station to fuel up, use the bathroom, get gas, that's fine. But you can't just keep going and you know what I mean.
What a boring day.
I know. A few weeks ago, I was on this AI tool. My great grandma asked me if I could put her with Roman Reigns in a picture. Inside her room, she has a picture on the wall of her and Roman Reigns. None of her grandkids, except for me on the wall, and her dog right there. And it's crazy. It's hilarious. We're watching the richest boat or billionaire yacht tier list.
While Graceful managed to duck seizure, Boone's $700 million yacht wasn't so lucky.
She's locked in. Now I'm walking back home. Amazing night with the great grandma. I'm going to go hit the Bible study. You guys will see a little bit of that, and then I'll close this out. So Isaiah 41, we're talking about how we should not fear it. It talks about how God declares his authority over the nations. I actually went out of my way. I highlighted verse 41:10, which says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and I will help you." So God reassures Israel that how do I want to put this? God reassures Israel that they don't need to fear because God is with them. And God promises that his strength, his help, his faithful presence, it's all going to be there because he reminds them that idols are powerless. All these pagan, false gods, all these people that people have worshipped from the beginning of time till now, the Baal, the statues, the golden calf, all these people are so powerless. And essentially it's just telling us that when you feel weak or when you feel like you're overwhelmed, you're stressed, you need to remember that God's strength is sufficient and you can overcome things. And that's why they don't need to have fear because God is with us and God is with them, Israelites, at this time and in control of history and in control of the future. Bible study just ended. I'm about to sip on some orange, zero sugar soda. I'm probably about to go to bed here very shortly. About to get some extra calories in. I have probably about 400 or so left. I'm probably going to eat and call it a night. So I'll let you know what I eat for the final meal. We decided to go with some more peanut butter rice cakes. About to eat these. Be back in a minute. And the last meal of the day. 4 more peanut butter rice cakes. And that is a full day of being Tim Berg. What I do, what I try to get done, everything I do A to Z. If you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure you drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I appreciate you all being here. God loves you. And again,